Welcome back to the Clay Soldier series. Obviously, it's been a while, yada yada yada. Like, comment, subscribe, that sort of thing. Comments with any ideas and stuff. But let's just get right into it, no need to blabber on. We're here at the Purples, like normal. And if you remember, in the last episode, they were having what you could call a coup, a riot, a protest, any of those, with the woodcutters going on strike. And as you can see, the woodcutters have been accommodated, if I can fly, by getting an upgrade to their little compound. They have a chest area for more storage, they have housing, actual housing now, so that's good. And they have a fenced off area, but that is probably not actually for them, more of like a protection for the king if they ever decide to do that again. There's also a market now selling weapons that the woodcutters make because they use sticks as weapons. And the only other thing that the Purples have done in this time is build a road to finally connect the two cities because the strike is now over, so it is safe to travel between. Without further ado, let's get right on to the Reds. Here at the Reds, you can see that there's been a reasonable amount of progress being made. There are a few new housing, like these over here and over here. But mostly, they have been focused on preparing their defenses for any possible invaders. They've also increased their army size by almost double, because they only had 4 in the first place. And they've added a second gate that leads to their smaller settlement over here. There's not much else going on except for this stuff, just trying to protect their water. And as you can see, the king is just out and about, looking for some trouble with his personal bodyguard. But there's one more thing. They seem to be, as you can see, all of these Reds are moving in this general direction. And if we look on the map, you can see that is nowhere, so it does not look like the Purples and Reds will clash anytime soon, unless some more people start going over here, which will most likely end up being the Purples. So, that is all that the Reds have been up to. On to the Blues. Now with the Blues, you can see there has not been any progress at all. There's been none. But that's not it. There hasn't been over here, maybe. But in their new lands, where they are trying to move, there has been the erecting of a settlement. They have now added their big town hall, which soon they will migrate their leader over to. There is a chest area. And they have added 3 housing with a center platform for the king. As you can see, there were actually people already using the housing. He's taking a nice nap over there or something. But there are still no roads. No roads whatsoever. They just kind of walk on grass and dirt as people slowly migrate over here. I'm not sure where the rest of the people went. I think they went off into the forest. Ignore the chunks that don't want to load at all. I didn't feel like waiting for them, so. Because, why wait when it's going to be like a minute? Right? As long as I don't look that way, there's not going to be any problems, right? Alright? Well, that appears to be everything that has happened. So, we're going to go on to the Limes. Over at the Limes, there has been much expansion happening. First off, in the main village, there hasn't been anything. But they have updated some of the housing to make them look fancy, to fit more of the style that they've been developing as they go through. But if we go into the village hidden in the leaf, Naruto reference, we can see that they have expanded to be more compact, and they have actually also expanded their walls. And they have gotten to a pretty good point with them. They have not like, fenced off the entire area, but is getting there. Just like all things. This is still my favorite part of the village. But if we keep going this way, you may remember that there were some expeditionary forces sent out. I may have even forgot to remove one, I think. But if we follow this dirt path that is always developed when, say, a new village is founded, you can see they have started the development on the third village, making them the civilization with the most cities, red having the least. But they have, in here, they have a temporary, this is the town hall for the village, this is their building, office, they have a market, and a few new housing that are made for this village specifically. They may be temporary until they decide to upgrade, or maybe they'll stay permanently, depending on the people that live there. But that seems to be all the progress that has been made for the villagers. But if we take a look deeper into the maps, you can see where the 4 villages started. If you look at the blues, though, the blues are making their way into this valley, so to speak, area, and that is going to edge them ever closer to the limes. Well, the limes seem to be going this way, so they won't run into them first. The limes are going towards the purples, and the purples are going towards the reds, and the reds, who knows where they're gonna go. I might even just make them go towards the blues, just for the heck of it. But, as you can see, things are getting quite close together now, so maybe in the future there will be some conflicts that develop. Any ideas you may have, anything, put it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!